Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're with Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Seraphis, our level 31 Worgen Mage. Say good day, Seraphis.
Our fates are intertwined.
Our fates are indeed intertwined. And of course, welcome to you. And if you joined us in the last episode, if we have a look at our map here, you'll remember that we finished off up north in the Warsong Lumber Camp. And indeed, we also finished off our duties in the Demon Fall Canyon down to the east of us here, where we had to rid the forest of the Fell Legion, the demons of the Burning Legion there. And then, of course, we got these quests over here where we have to come and slay a whole bunch of insane druids. You can see they're popping up on my tracker on the map there. We've got Tanil, Darkwood, Uthal, Mooncall, and Mavoris Cloud's Break. We have to slay all of those guys. 3, no easy task, I'm sure. And then we also have to collect the power of nature. And of course, if we have a look at this one, it's called the Forest Heart. And you can see here, you must get the Forest Heart to Gnarl at all costs. Now, if you're wondering who Gnarl is, of course, he is the big ancient who's up at the camp there, the little night elf outpost in the Warsong Lumber Camp. He's the big ancient that we've been dealing with recently. And he's telling us that down at the bottom of the Dor'Danil Barrow Den sits a thing called the Forest Heart, and it's corrupted by the Horde. Only Gnarl can cleanse it. In order to move it, though, you'll need a power of nature, and if we collect enough Untainted Spirits from the Severed Druids and Keepers, the spirits can be combined into a power of nature. So in other words, what we have to do is kill the druids, and they'll drop a thing called Untainted Spirits. If we get enough of those, we can make a power of nature, and then with the power of nature, we can actually get the Forest Heart. So it's a bit complicated, but that's what we have to do. It means that we have to go down inside the Dor'Danil Barrow Den, which is there, and you can see that these Severed Druids here are the ones we need to slay in order to collect the Untainted Spirits to be able to get the actual Forest Heart. So I think without further ado, as we look out at the beautiful sight of Ashenvale Forest, it's time for us to start taking down these druids. So let's do that, and remembering, of course, that they are very low level compared to us. Not that it matters. We really do want to get through and do all the stories in the Ashenvale Forest. Even though we're too high for it, we should be moving on to another zone. Technically speaking, we still want to do this because we're very interested in the storyline and all the quests. Now there we go, you can see we've already got one Untainted Spirit, and if we hover over it here, you can see that the use is that we combine 7 of them to create a power of nature. So that means we need to kill 7 of these druids in order to get 7 of the Untainted Spirits, and then we'll be able to use them as a regent. Now if we cast our counterspell there, you'll see, there we go, we actually silenced him for a minute there. We interrupted his spell casting, and that caused him to run towards us, which is what we want. So very, very, very important that if you are a mage, or in fact any of the classes that have a spell interrupt ability, don't forget about them, because they really do come in handy, especially at the higher levels when you really need to be able to lock these guys down. Alright, so there we go, that is 3 out of 7 of those that we need. As we bonk our head on the ceiling. Gosh, we can jump high, can't we? And, oh, look at that. We got one right around the corner. Sneaky, sneaky. It's interrupting. There you go. You could actually see it and hear it that time because we were right up close. And we can't fire off anything because the target is out of our line of sight. Soon fix that. There we go. Alright, so how many of these do we have now? 4. So we just need 3 more, and now we've got some wandering mobs, so let's take them down again. And remembering too, it's always great to be able to open up with the Frostbolt, just gives us a bit more time in terms of our casting. And we interrupted his Starfire there, obviously a druid. Starfire is a druid effect, by the way, a druid skill. Right, the other thing we can do, of course, is just go all out with our Arcane Blast. And you can see up the top here that builds up this debuff on the enemy there. 10, 20, 30, and I think up to 40% extra damage from arcane spells if we use that. Okay, 6 of our Untainted Spirits we've got. Let's see if we can just get one more. There we go, and you can see that buff really makes a big difference there. Okay, so now we've got 7 of them. Let's use it. And there it is. We have now got ourselves a Power of Nature. And it says there that the use of it is to allow for the forest heart to be moved. So once again, if we go back to our map, let's have a look at our objectives now. What we want is the forest heart, and it's somewhere down deep inside this den, as are the 3 named mobs that we need. So now we've got to go do a bit of exploring. And like I said in the last episode, this is the fun part actually, because it's quite a complex series of dens down in here. It's not just a simple room, there's multiple paths to go, and trust me, if you are somebody who was playing since the early days and you've done a bunch of questing in places like Felwood, you'll remember this den and its layout, and you'll know of course that it's very easy to get lost. Okay, so is there anyone in there that we need? No, so we don't need to kill him. And of course we don't need it for the XP, so that's okay. So we'll investigate all of these nooks and crannies. Let's just pop in here in case they've decided to put one of the named mobs inside one of these little coves up the side here. No. Oh, and look at that, just as well we did, because there is our first named mob that we need. And you can see that's Tanil Darkwood. Let's get our counterspell ready as well. I've got a funny feeling he's going to start casting. No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. There we go. We'll interrupt him. We interrupted a mind blast. That means he's a priest. Yep, and you can see he was trying to heal himself there as well. Definitely a priest. And there we go. Tanil Darkwood slain 1 out of 1. So we're doing well already. Okay, if we look on our map now, you can see that we've got another Insane Druid somewhere down that way. So what we can do is, let's go back. And we'll start exploring all of the different nooks and crannies. Now right away you can see we've got a choice of paths. Let's just get this guy out of the way and I'll show you. And remembering too that in these little dungeons, these out in the world dungeons, so we're not talking about 5-man instances or anything like that, there are no maps. So, you know, if you are old school and you like exploring, you've got no choice, because if we hit map, you can see it actually brings up the map of Ashenvale, not of this dungeon. So for a start, you can see we've got 2 different ways to go, down there or down deeper into the den that way. Let's go off here to the right first and see if we can find anybody. Like I say, it's absolutely fantastic, the design of these. They've really made them quite complex so that you kind of have to have a bit of a keen sense of direction to make sure you don't get lost. Try and remember where you've been. And to be honest, folks, I prefer that because otherwise it's just too easy, too simple. And this makes it feel like more of a grand adventure, which of course is why we're here. It's why we play WoW, is to have a good old adventure. Oops, and of course the target actually went behind that pillar, which meant it was out of our line of sight. Oh, and we got moonfired there. We got 2 mobs that we've aggroed. Whoops. And there we go. Took care of them. Again, if we were playing this at level, we'd have to be just a little bit careful. Things could get just a bit dicey. But because we're so overpowered and so high, in terms of our level, we're like about 10 levels too high. It doesn't matter. Now you can see that this is just one of the branches that split off. Alright, so we already had 2 choices. We took one, and you can see here it's already splitting off again. So it's very complicated. A lot of work goes into the design of all of these. And like I say, lots of fun. Alright, so if we have a look around, you can see that we can drop down here. And, oh, wait a minute. Was that a named mob, or am I dreaming? No, it's just a Severed Keeper. Alright, so already we've got yet another split. So this is a split off a split, if you will. So not sure which way we're going to go yet. We'll just get rid of this guy here first. There we are, a couple of instants took care of him. And look at that, it goes way off down there into the distance again. And another split off here. Good Lord. Okay, we're going to get ourselves severely lost. Let's keep on the same path, I think. Hang on, where do we... What's up the top there? Already I've lost my way. Which way did we come? Did we come out the top here? No. Okay, maybe there's a mob in here that we need, and no, there's not. Okay, alright. Oh, and look at that. We can actually see a named... Oh, there he is. Uthul Mooncaller. We can actually see him on the map appear as a skull, which is great. That's very handy. So we will pop down the bottom here. And we'll go this way because it appeared to me that he's over this way. Oops, and we took out a rat at the same time. That's okay, nothing wrong with that. There we go. There he is. Uthul Mooncall. Let's take him down. Looks like he's a druid. That's quite funny. Hi, my name's Uthal. We're going to be such good friends once you're dead. Interesting. Somehow, I don't think that's the case, mate. No. There we go. And you can see this is a dead end now. Okay, so that is 2 out of 3 of the named mobs. And you can see the other one is somewhere over in that direction. That's the Forest Heart. And we also need Mavoris Cloudbreak as well. There we go, and you can see he's also over in that direction. So let's go deeper down into the den. All sorts of excitement. Will we be able to find our way out? Lord only knows. And the good old sound of clear cast there as well, by the way, of course, meaning that we get a free cast. Reduces the cost of your next spell by 100% mana, which basically means it's free. Alright, jolly good. We're doing well. Let's carry on down deeper. Oh, and this guy's taking a bit to die. Had to pop off a number of our instant spells, more than we did in the past. No, I won't even mind. Oh, and look at that. What is that? That is the Forest Heart. Look at this. Right down at the bottom of this den, amongst the roots. You can see the roots of the trees above. They are the roots of the trees of the forest, which are actually poking down through the ground and into this den. Very cool. I love the design of all of this. And you can see the Forest Heart in the middle there.
I don't have a target.
And we took him out, no problems. Let's see if we can find this other named mob first, perhaps. There we go, taking care of them nice and easily. We'll do the same. And look at that, it splits off again over there. Just incredible, isn't it? We've got another couple of, look at that, skull icons showing us where the Forest Heart is, and also showing us where Mavoris Cloudbreak is, who of course is our named mob that we need. But it's just so cool. Oh, look, and we've got a chest over there. Let's pop in there. Always well worth exploring. But seriously, folks, how complex are these dungeons? It's just fantastic. And again, these aren't instance areas. These are just the dungeons out in the open world. It's just great. Love it. Real sense of adventure. Old school dungeon dwelling, old school style. And look at that. A pair of Brawler's gloves. That's fantastic. That is actually a blue item. How is that? It's a leather blue item, and of course, that means we can't use it ourselves, but that will fetch us a pretty penny on the auction house. So that was well worth taking the time to explore the nooks and crannies. And like I always say, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be doing that. And if that's not proof perfect as to why you should be doing it, of course, it's definitely worth it. You get the big payoff at the end of the day, mainly. Alright, let's climb up here and have a look. Oh, this is fantastic, isn't it? And there he is. There's Mavoris Cloudbreak up the top there. And, of course, we've also got, listen to it there, you can hear it humming, the Forest Heart. Very cool. Let's see if we can pick off these mobs, see if there's anyone else. Wow, what's up there? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. As I said, always well worth exploring. Why not? Using a bunch of our instants there, which by the way are not very mana efficient, but at the end of the day they get the job done. Now, is this going to be a dead end, or is this like another way out? Gosh, I never even knew you could do this, even though I've been through these dungeons so many times over the 6 years that I've been playing WoW. I didn't realise there was an alternative way out. It looks like it. Yeah, it does. Alright, that's very interesting. Did not know. Alright, so let's go grab our last named guy, and we'll grab the Forest Heart as well. Oh, hang on, he's way up there. How do we get up there? I guess we have to go around the back way, maybe. Very interesting. Maybe we should grab the Forest Heart now. There we go. Boom, done. Alright, we'll have a look at that in our bags in a sec. We've got to take care of this guy. Shut him down as well, using the good old counter spell. And there we go, he didn't stand a chance, really. Right, I'm thinking to get over to that balcony, we probably have to go in here and wander around a back way or something, maybe. We'll soon find out. And look at that, we got the bones of previous explorers that came in here and didn't quite make it. And it looks like I'm right. Yeah, there we go. Look, you can see we've come to the right part. We'll get rid of the Severed Druid up here. Nicely done, Seraphis. And there he is. There's the last guy we need. Mavoris Cloudsbreak. Your time is nigh, sir. You're going to be so nice and warm down here with us forever. Beautiful. You know what? I think you're wrong. There we go. Look at that. All of our tasks are done. We are extremely pleased with ourselves. What do we got to do here? Return to Gaivan Shadewalker, pacing outside the entrance to the Dor'Danil Barrow Den in Ashenvale. And of course, we've now got the Forest Heart, so we can go back to Gnarl as well. Okay, so all that remains is for us not to get lost and try and find our way outside of this Barrow Den. So, use a bit of a blink to speed things up. Can we get out this way? I'm going to try it because, like I said, I've never actually tried getting out this way, and it's like the opposite side to the way we came in. I'm guessing that it ultimately winds around and ends back up at the same point where the other paths end up. I honestly don't know. We'll soon find out, I guess. Grand adventures to be had in Azeroth, of course.
I need a target.
Alright, and of course, don't forget that the good old Frost Nova also causes low amounts of frost damage. It's not just a root, i.e. a root in place effect. It actually does cause a little bit of damage over time as well. And sometimes that can make the difference between life and death for the mob. So it can be actually used as a little bit of an AoE. Not very powerful, but still. Alright, now, okay, I see that was one of the other paths. So where we took the right-hand path here to go down, if we'd taken the left path, it would have wound down to the same place. So now I know where we are. It's funny how over the years these patterns of these instances and of course of the Outer World dungeons actually get ingrained in your brain. It's absolutely amazing. In fact, I was having a joke with somebody the other day that I think I actually know my way around Azeroth more than I know my way around the world, the real world, which is kind of sad if you think about it. But I can't deny it. It is true. I would have less chance of getting lost in Azeroth than I would if I was wandering about in the real world. Gosh, that is nerdy, isn't it? That's terrible. Thank goodness for iPhones and Google Maps is all I can say. But yeah, you'd be surprised. Over the years, these areas, there are cave systems that I know like the back of my hand. And of course, the greater world of Azeroth itself. I am pretty good at it. I mean, I'm not showing off. It's just that after so long playing it, you get to know it like the back of your hand. It's funny too, when I was listening to my soundtrack, I love playing the WoW soundtrack on my, what was that? Oh, a rat decided to attack us. Okay. I was playing the WoW soundtrack. I play it a lot at work, and of course, when I'm on my way to work as well, I have it on my iPhone. Because of course, I love the WoW soundtrack. I love a lot of soundtracks from a lot of games, but especially love the WoW one. I was just thinking the other day, you know, if you played me a piece of music, I'd be able to tell you exactly what it is, what zone it's from, or what type of event it's from. It's kind of scary stuff. Just amazing, isn't it, what the brain remembers?
The spell isn't ready yet.
Alright, and look at that. We actually managed to find our way back out to the top. How's that? And here we go, Gaivan Shadewalker. Let's see what he's got to say for us. Rest in peace, my friends. You can see the sorrow in the druid cat's eyes. And of course, the people we are slaying were his friends, but they've been corrupted. I felt the anguish of Dor'Danil Barrow's lesson and knew that you had completed your task. It was grim work that you did, Seraphis, for the spirits you destroyed were merely victims of the Horde's evil. But with their destruction, let us hope the maddened spirits will finally find peace. And you can see we got a nice sword here, which unfortunately we can't use, but that's okay. Alright, so there we go, 440 XP, that's okay. We've done our tasks. If we look on the map now, you can see that we really need to head back to Gnarl. So let's just mount up and race our way there through the wonderful forest. Oh, what have we found already? That's right, a tin vein. We'll have that, thank you very much. Mount up again. Look at it. You could just explore in here for hours, couldn't you, folks? There's just so many nooks and crannies. I mean, we're actually heading off in that general direction. If you ever look at the direction of our arrow on the map, we can cut straight across there. But if we wanted to, we could head up here and have a bit of an explore and be killing some mobs and seeing if we get some cool drops. By the way, there are a lot of slimes in the world. Don't know if it's these ones or not, but I definitely know in places like, well, where is it? Ungoro Crater, that's the one I'm thinking of. See, told you. The slimes there have a chance to drop a pet, by the way, so it's well worth just going out there, even if you're not on a quest, and just slaying those mobs for that reason. Very cool. Alright, we're not going to bother with the bridge. Bridge? We don't need bridge where we're going. There you go, there's our question for the day. What is that a play on? What quote is that a play on? In fact, I'll quote you the real actual quote from the movie. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. For 10 internet points, what movie is that from? And for 20 internet points, who said it? There you go, there's a question for the day. As we make our way through the beautiful Ashenvale Forest on our way back to Gnarl, hopefully, maybe he'll have something else for us to do. If not, we've got to go all the way back up here and head up towards Felwood. You might remember we've got some quests up there as well that we need to hand in, and we need to go on a search for a wooden key as well. That's been in our log for quite a while, so I'm thinking that after we've handed in with Gnarl here, that's probably, if we can get out of the water, what we'll go and do. There he goes, Gnarl, Ancient of War, hello. Yes, we're going to ride through your legs. Sorry about that. Alright, so the Forest Heart, there it is, the Forest Heart we have collected, yes. It's corrupted the great ancient creeks as its immense limbs begin to perform a ritual. Stand back, Seraphis, I will try to cleanse the heart before all is lost. And here we go, you can see we can choose our reward. We've got leather, we've got mail, and we do have cloth there, but unfortunately it's a lot lesser than we've already got on. Of course, that's basically because the quest lines that we're doing are very low. So what's the most expensive one? It looks like it's going to be this Severed Druid leggings. We'll take that. And we've got ourselves a bunch of rep. Stand back, Seraphis, I must cleanse the Forest Heart. And you can see there it is, and he's actually cleansing it. Let's get off our mount so we can have a look. Cool little scripted event there, and by the way, I'm just reminding you guys that the other reason we're... Oh, there we go, there, the Forest Heart is now purified. Its power will replenish Ashenvale once more. We are forever in your debt, young one. There we go, that's us. Very well done. Good, and no more tasks from him, I don't think, no. Right, now, just reminding you guys, though, that, yeah, the other reason that we do these quests is because of our Darnassus rep, because we do want to get a Darnassus mount, and we have to get that when we are exalted. So hitting U as our frame rate goes to poop, good old Vista, and we'll fix that up in a minute. Hitting U, you can see we're 14.5k, and the goal we're looking for is 21k, so we definitely want to keep that going. And I also noticed a server restart message has come up. Gosh, we're getting a lot of those recently. Don't know why that is, but anyway, we'll pause the recording for a minute and we'll be right back. And we're back, folks. Vista having a bit of a spaz as always. Alright, so it looks like it's time for us to mount up now that we've got things back. And I think we're going to head over here in the Hands of the Perverse. And if we have a look at the quest text here, my former clan, this is the, I don't know if you remember, it's a few episodes ago now, there was a corrupted satyr that had actually become friendly with us. I think it was at the Silverwind Refuge or something like that. Maybe it was at the Rainwood Retreat, actually, come to think of it. And he says that the former clan of his raided the Fallen Sky Lake some time ago, stealing the moonstones that were unique to the area. Those moonstones are known to have a great healing property and surely can be used to cure the little girl that lies sick in Astronaut. Of course, it's been a while since we've come across that one. You might remember we've had a couple of attempts at curing her in the village over here in Astronaut. Basically, the night run rests up the road to the east that runs north, so we need to get ourselves here up this road, up to the north of Rainwood Retreat, and that then there are multiple paths that lead up into the hills on its eastern side, i.e. over here. And it is there that you will find my unrepentant brethren. They will have what you seek. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to just go south a little bit, get ourselves on the road, follow the road through the forest, and then go up north past the Rainwood Retreat and head into the quest area there. And of course, by the way, that will also take us near Felwood, the zone of Felwood, which we flew over in a recent episode, which is a very high level zone. And at the entrance to that particular zone, we're going to be able to hopefully find these tree ants and find ourselves a wooden key. So it's definitely worthwhile us going there. So let's hit the road, Jack, if we can find it. There it is, and that's basically that will, if we follow that all the way west, that will take us to the point. Oh, we've got a goblin shredder there. You remember them from a couple of episodes ago? Because, of course, technically we are in Horde territory, by the way. And here we go into the Nightsong Woods. We're going to head east past the Warsong Lumber Camp, past these infernals here. And, of course, we're going to try and make our way north as there's a fork in the road at the... I can't remember what it's called there. There's a little sort of outpost there, and that'll allow us to head north. Now, I'm just keeping an eye on the time here. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes left in the episode. Hopefully we'll be able to make it in time. And we'll get there to set ourselves up for the next episode. And of course, in the meantime, we can enjoy the sights and sounds of the wonderful, beautiful Ashenvale Forest. Now, not forgetting too, folks, every time you go past one of these rivers, you don't have to be on a fishing daily or anything like that. If you actually just want to have a good old fish, bit of a relax, log in and do nothing in particular, just take in the sights. You can pull up beside any lake or any river pretty much in the game and whip out your fishing rod and have a good old fish. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do that, and you will still skill up, by the way. Oh, look at this. We got, what is going on over here? Splinter Tree Post. Oh, and we've got a standoff here. We've got a Raging Ancient. Let's have a look from atop of this log. Perhaps we leap out onto this log. Look at that, we got the Raging Ancients that are flinging big stones over there at the Splinter Tree outpost, and you can see we've got the Splinter Tree Demolisher. There it is, firing these big fiery rocks. So there's a real battle going on there. That's very interesting, isn't it? Now, what is that road heading north? Oh, that does head to Splinter Tree Post. Okay. But look at that view, folks. You know I love it. I love the purple. The colour of the purples in the forest here are just, well, it's really iconic for a start, but it's just beautiful, isn't it? Seriously, I could wander around here for days and days and never get bored. You know, don't have to be on a quest to enjoy all of this. Oh, what's going on? Something went ding. Oh, I thought we got attacked there for a moment. Now, oh, by the way, before I forget, as we pass by these stags, if you're a hunter or if you're a leather worker, or indeed if you're a skinner, which we are, you will want to also be just hunting the native wildlife here. And of course, you can see that they appear in yellow text. And what does that mean? Well, of course, that means that they are not going to aggro on you. So, of course, we can just hop up right next to them. They're not going to attack us, but we can attack them if we wish. Now, it may seem cruel just attacking the nice little creatures of the forest, but, of course, if you are a leather worker, skinner, or a hunter, you'll want to do that. Because you get all sorts of materials from killing them, just like you would in the real world. I guess you get hides, you also get meat, and you can also get XP as well, by the way, if you are of a suitable level. Alright, so here's another fork in the road. That's not the one we want to go to, but don't forgetting too, folks, you can always look at the signposts here. You can see this one leads down southwards to the ubiquitous Barrens. If we right-click, zoom out, if I make the map bigger, you can see below us here are the Barrens. And again, if you haven't played for a while, you see they're actually split into the northern and southern Barrens now. And they look very different to what you probably remembered them. But we're very close to the Barrens there. In fact, we could probably, in an episode, we'll probably pop down there and have a bit of a look, because we do have to report in at the northern front there a bit later on. But in the meantime, we do have to continue our trek westwards. And you can see there that we've got a sign that actually points us to Astronar, which is where our sick child is. And of course to Felwood, which is basically where we're going. The entrance to Felwood is where we're headed as we soak in these beautiful sights. Look at it. It's just fantastic. Imagine the work. Look at the forest canopy. The amount of work that went into creating just this zone alone, let alone all of the other zones in the world. There we go, the Felferin River. Again, another famous site in Ashenvale. Some spiders. Now, of course, you don't have to stick to the road. If you wish, you could go on a really major grand adventure, and we could just, whoa, off we go. You know, just head off into the forest itself, and who knows what you might come across. Remembering, of course, that if you do stick to the road, you're going to be less likely to come across any critters. And here you can see a little bit of a... There we go, look at that, discovered the shady nook. It was well worth actually going off the beaten path there. And you can see there's a little cave there, in fact. Maybe we'll take the back way. Look at that. How's that? We've got ourselves a little cave. And who's that? That's Oso Bramblescar. That's an elite. Look at him, 2,855. That is some kind of elite. I don't know what's going on there. Whether that's part of a quest, I honestly don't know. But there you go. Like I said, it absolutely pays to go off the beaten path. We found ourselves a little cave and some kind of, well, it's got a gold portrait around him. It doesn't mean he's rare, but it does mean that Oh look, I guess he'll respawn. Why don't we give it a shot? We'll kill him and see what happens. I'm guessing he's part of a quest, but hey, this will be a bit of a challenge. He's level 24, so he's actually green to us, and of course he's got nearly 3k hit points, so hey, this is going to be a bit of a battle. Let's lock him down, and we'll see if we can build up. Whoa, look how much he hit us once, and we're already down to half health. Yikes, this could be bad, folks. In fact, I'm going to ice block myself. Whoa, look at that. We are nearly dead. And I'm going to get ready to blink away. Oh no, we've got another mob on us. Yikes, it's blink. Go, go, go. Yikes, and here's where we activate our dark flight. And oh no, we got killed. Oh well, that'll teach us. Okay, he's obviously a lot harder. We bit off a bit more than we could chew there. Good gracious. Wow. Okay, well, there you go. If you don't know if you don't try, do you? Alright, so we'll clamber back down here with our tail between our legs into the shady nook. I honestly don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's new in the Cataclysm, so maybe, and you can see there's another path winding down just over the other side there. Very interesting. We'll accept, and we'll get the heck out of here. Let's dark flight out of there as well. Gosh. And there it is, the classic Ashenvale Forest and Night Elf theme music in the background. I absolutely love listening to that. Just reminds me of the old days running around here. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, let's see if we can make our way. Here's the fork in the road, and you can see we've got a signpost coming up, and look at that beautiful view there. Felwood, that's where we need to head. Rainwood Tower, as we go past the bottom parts of it. And of course we can also see here that other structure that we came across once before in an earlier episode, and that's something that's a familiar sight, by the way. God, it looks amazing, doesn't it, in here? Look at it. It's just fantastic. Where the Night Elves will build a structure around the outside of a tree. Very cool. That's it off in the distance there. But where we're headed is just a little bit north, and that's where we'll log out. Look at that view, folks. Seriously, soak it up. It's just beautiful. And up there somewhere, I think, is where we need to head. You can see there's a pathway leading up. I'm pretty sure that's going to take us up to the top of the plateau where we need to be. So we'll log out somewhere around about here and be in preparation for the next episode. And you can see we've got 2 minutes 45 till the server shuts down anyhow. So that's it, folks. Certainly hope you enjoyed that romp through Ashenvale Forest in this episode. Most importantly, of course, I certainly hope you'll join us in the next episode when we go up there to get these 5 fallen moonstones off the satyrs. So until then, on behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course Seraphis, our lovely level 31 Worgen Mage, it's us saying take care, have a great day, we'll see you next time, and bye bye.